I'm giving away this short course on LinkedIn profiles for free. So make yourself cozy, grab your laptop, make a cup of tea, and get ready to create an amazing LinkedIn profile with me. I've structured this course to go from the top of the LinkedIn profile down. So we'll be starting with the banner and working our way through the profile step by step. We'll be covering profile pics, headlines, work history, custom URLs, privacy settings, creator mode, and so much more. There will be loads of tips along the way. You're also going to want to make sure you have the LinkedIn mobile app because there are some features that are only available via the app. And we need to say a huge thank you to our sponsor Hybrid because they are the reason this course is on here for free. Hybrid is the must-have Google Chrome extension for meeting productivity. It's an exceptional 4-in-1 meeting tool, and for a very short period of time, you can get it free. I know, right? Wild. Better meetings, less meetings, hybrid meetings. Download now via the link in the video description. LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network. It's extremely active, and getting involved is like accepting an invitation to join an incredibly beneficial and fun networking event. LinkedIn is also the #1 place for job hunting, and you might not be looking for a new role right now, but one day you will be looking, and it's really important that you don't wait until you need your network to build and nurture your network. And then there's the CV factor. Whether you're aware of it or not, your LinkedIn profile is being used as your CV. Privacy policies prevent recruiters and potential employees from emailing copies of your CV amongst themselves. But it is perfectly acceptable and common practice to share a link to an interesting LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is a place where connections are made, personal brands are built, and where you will undoubtedly come across opportunities you won't find elsewhere. I'm really excited that you've decided to embrace this important platform. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. Are you ready to build a profile that puts your best foot forward? If you haven't already, now is the time to create your LinkedIn account. Everything I'm going to talk about throughout this course is available on LinkedIn free of charge. You don't need LinkedIn Premium to have an excellent profile. While you're setting up your LinkedIn profile, you might feel more comfortable locking down your privacy settings. That's understandable. Once you've made it to the end of this course and your profile is in spectacular shape, it's time to show it off. You can find your privacy settings by clicking on Me at the top right of your screen. You'll then see Settings and Privacy. Now this is really important. Once you've pimped your profile and it's ready to be seen, unlock your privacy settings. If you're commenting on someone's post and your privacy settings are so locked down that your profile picture is grayed out, you look like spam. LinkedIn is a platform where really you're either in or you're out. Of course, what you do privacy-wise is entirely up to you, but you're not going to be getting the most from LinkedIn with a locked down profile. The other decision you need to make, and you can change your mind at any time, is whether to switch on creator mode. LinkedIn creator mode was launched in March 2021, and if you're an active LinkedIn content creator, it's pretty great. If you're new to LinkedIn and you're not yet posting frequently, you're still trying to grow your network, I would hold off on the creator mode switch. If you switch on creator mode, you'll be able to film a 30-second video that automatically plays when someone clicks your profile picture. This is great for introducing yourself, building your personal brand, and standing out. Instead of a connect button, you'll have a follow button, and for every post you create, a follow button will appear in the top right corner. Connecting is a request to connect with a specific person. This means you'll both be following each other and you'll be able to direct message each other. Alternatively, you can simply follow people on LinkedIn without sending a connection request, meaning you'll see their content, but they won't see yours unless they follow you too. Your LinkedIn connections max out at 30,000. Once you hit 30,000, you either need to stop connecting or you're going to have to cut people to make room for others. There is, however, no limit to the number of followers you can have. This feature, turning your connect button into a follow button, is excellent if you already have a large network and a large number of connections. It's not ideal if you're still growing your network because you'll receive far fewer connection requests. The other big difference with a creator profile is that your profile's featured section is placed higher on your profile and you can select your featured posts and other content that you would like to be seen there. You'll also have the option of publishing a LinkedIn newsletter. Basically, if you already have a significant number of connections and you're going to be creating lots of content, then go ahead and turn on creator mode. If you're not there yet, you don't need to turn it on, but if you change your mind later, the option will be there. Now let's move on to creating our custom URL. A custom URL is much more polished than the default one you'll be given. It'll look much nicer when it's shared or displayed. And it's another sign that you've made an effort with your profile. On the top right side of your profile page, you'll see Edit Profile and URL. If your name is already taken, try adding a middle initial or a hyphen. Once you have it, it's yours forever, and anyone else who comes along with the same name as you will just have to go and get creative with their URL. So go ahead and update your URL now. The first thing anyone will see when they look at your profile is your banner. Your banner doesn't need to be the fanciest, but it does need to be custom. Having a standard LinkedIn banner is like not making an effort to dress appropriately for an interview. Your banner is your first impression, and it should be treated as such. The good news is that creating a custom banner is incredibly simple and it's free. Right now, LinkedIn banner dimensions are 1584 by 396 pixels. Every so often, social media platforms make changes and the banner dimensions may change, so it doesn't hurt to do a quick check via your friend Google before getting creative. By far, the easiest way to create a custom LinkedIn banner is with Canva. I love using Canva Pro, but this definitely isn't essential. There are hundreds of amazing free templates on Canva for LinkedIn banners. I've also provided you with a few that you can take and customize. You'll find them in the video description. When it comes to banner design, there aren't many rules and you can have some fun. The main things to keep in mind: 1, make sure the font is legible. 2, make sure the text on your banner can be seen clearly on both mobile devices and desktop. 3, make sure the style is professional and reflects your personal brand. Let's go ahead now and update our LinkedIn banner. The next most noticeable feature of your profile is, of course, your profile picture. This doesn't have to be a professional headshot, but it shouldn't be a cropped picture from a party or a sassy selfie either. Find a balance between being too corporate and stiff and being too casual. Here are my 5 do's and 5 don'ts for creating the perfect LinkedIn profile picture without a professional photographer. Number 1, make yourself presentable. This is your first impression, so you want to make sure you've had a shower, your hair is done, and you're feeling good about how you look. Number 2, wear something representative of you that makes you feel at ease. Your picture is going to show from like roughly your belly button up. And you don't need to be wearing a suit or even anything particularly corporate unless that's your style, in which case go for it. It's perfectly acceptable to wear something casual like a t-shirt in your profile picture. Just make sure it's clean and ironed and would still be considered appropriate for a casual Friday in the office. Number 3, make use of excellent lighting. One of the best things you can do to get a great profile picture is to make sure the lighting is perfect. You're going to want the light in front of you and your darker background behind you. Taking the picture in natural light in front of a large window is always a good option. You want the light source coming straight at you, not from above. No taking pictures in the evening with the ceiling lights on. They'll cast shadows that would make Paris Hilton look like Nick Nolte's mugshot. Number 4, pay attention to your background. You don't need to have a stunning backdrop. This picture is all about your fabulous face. But you do need to make sure the background is tidy. Don't take your picture in a messy room. When in doubt, choose a plain background like a white wall, for instance. If you want to go one step further, sign up for Canva Pro and make use of the background removal feature so you can change your background to pretty much anything you like. Number 5, look at the camera and be approachable. Don't hide your face with sunglasses or anything else. Ask yourself, if you saw yourself the way you look in your profile picture, would a stranger be comfortable asking you for the time? You might not want that to happen in person, but for the purpose of your profile pic, you do want that. These are some examples of perfectly acceptable profile pictures. What you don't want is other people in the picture, a picture that was clearly taken on a night out, something that doesn't represent you, a picture that looks unapproachable, or a picture that is too artistic. We're aiming for a clear headshot. Let's upload our profile picture now. Your headline matters a lot, and it's the thing I see people get wrong the most. Your headline is this piece of text directly under your name, and it should immediately tell anyone looking what you do. The number one mistake I see being made here is people not being clear. They use titles that don't mean anything to anyone outside their immediate circle. They get too creative, and people looking, they just don't know what they do. I'm not going to connect with you if I don't understand what you do. So if you say you're a rock star business organizer who helps run things, it's really unclear. There are 2 keys to a great headline. The first is that it needs to be clear. When I see it, I should immediately know what you do. That means ditch the jargon and the acronyms. Keep your language simple. The second key is to be mindful of the number of characters you use and how they are seen. If you use too many characters, a bunch of them will be cut off and your headline won't look great. If you're still debating what to write, simply go with executive assistant or virtual assistant or whatever it is you do. Think about it in terms of keywords. What would you want to be found under? If you're a virtual assistant, you're going to want to immediately tell your ideal client what you do. You might go with something like virtual assistant specializing in social media management, $40 an hour. This is incredibly clear. If you say professional organizer and creator of great posts that you'll love, I'm just kind of confused about what it is you actually do. The other thing you can do is separate your headline with emojis to make it more readable. That's totally fine, and it can help you stand out. The other thing you see in this area right next to my name is a little speaker icon. This is so you can record the pronunciation of your name. Particularly if you have a name like mine that everyone gets wrong, this is super helpful. My name is Alicia Fairclough, not Alicia Fairclough. This is something you'll need the mobile app to be able to record. Simply go to your profile, click on your profile picture, and you'll see the option to record the pronunciation of your name. I love it when a profile has this. It's really helpful for me before I jump on a call with someone. So go ahead, update your headline, and record the pronunciation of your name. Before we move on to chapter 7, which is all about your About section, I want to take 20 seconds to tell you about EA How-To. EA How-To is a global community of executive, personal, and virtual assistants. We provide learning and development opportunities, free webinars, short courses, and an amazingly supportive community. Whether you're wanting to learn all about how I use Trello to stay on top of absolutely everything, or you're looking for the ultimate email response guide, EA How-To has you covered. Visit eahowto.com and become a member now. It's time for everyone's favorite task. It's time to write about yourself. Writing about yourself can be challenging, and sometimes it's easier to imagine you're writing about someone else. The rules for writing your About section are pretty similar to the ones for writing your headline, in that you need to be crystal clear about what it is exactly that you do. And you need to be mindful of how many characters can be seen before needing to click for more. You have less than 3 lines to hook people in enough that they care to read more. If they're not interested based on that first sentence or two, you've lost them. For the rest of your About section, you're going to want to make it scannable. People are scrolling as they read, and huge chunks of text are off-putting. Bullet points are your friend. Emojis can be your friend too. Whatever makes it easier for the reader to digest. In terms of the content, think about 5 things: what you do, who you do it for, social proof, keyword heavy, and contact information. Imagine you're writing your profile based on selling yourself to your ideal boss or ideal client. Social proof could be a testimonial or a recommendation, or it could be an achievement. It's better to keep it clear and concise than to write for the sake of it. If you have a website you'd like people to check out, or an Instagram account, or a YouTube channel, or all of the above, then this is the place to put that information. Yes, there is contact information in another section, but you need to click on it to find it. Putting it all in the About section makes it even easier to find. So go ahead and complete your About section, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Adding your experience and education history is pretty self-explanatory. If you have any career breaks, whether you were on family leave, carer's leave, traveling, or for any other reason, you should briefly address these breaks. When adding a description of your role, keep it to 1 or 2 brief paragraphs. And again, be mindful of keywords. It can be helpful to look at job descriptions of your ideal role to get an idea of the kind of language you should be using throughout your profile. Regarding endorsements, I have to say, no one pays attention to these at all. Choose the skills you really want to be known for and then forget about it. They really don't have credibility and they don't impact your profile at all. If you're a member of any reputable organizations, it's a good idea to include those. If you're not, please don't worry. This isn't something that's going to make or break your profile. When you follow a company page or an influencer, these will appear as your interests. Obviously, you're following EA How To on LinkedIn. Obviously, right? If that's the case, EA How To will show in your interests. Any groups you join will also be visible. It is at this point that I let you know that LinkedIn groups, try as they might, really aren't a thing. There are a few that might be active and useful, but for the most part, LinkedIn groups have been a flop. There are only two things you really need to consider when it comes to interests. One is your LinkedIn user experience. If you follow these people or pages, they will be appearing in your feed. And the second thing to consider is that your interests are a bit of a reflection on you. Now, again, I wouldn't be too concerned about this. Personally, I don't know anyone who judges a profile based on who they do or don't follow, but it is something that you might want to keep in mind. I'm more interested in your user experience and you finding content that interests you so that you're more likely to engage with LinkedIn and spend time there and be an active community member. All of that being said, go and look up a few people that are interesting to you and follow and start curating your feed. Your LinkedIn activity, in my opinion, is one of the most overlooked and underrated aspects of your LinkedIn profile. So much so that a lot of people wouldn't even consider it part of their profile. We're talking about this section here, which shows what you have been liking and commenting on. And now is when I share a little anecdote with you. Someone contacted me on LinkedIn about potentially working together. Their message seemed legit, so I took a look at their profile, and their experience was pretty solid. I then scrolled to their activity. It's always the next thing I go and do. And I found numerous nasty comments that they had left on other people's posts. I also found that they had liked some content that is so far removed from values that are important to me that I immediately knew that I would never want to work with this person ever. And so I didn't. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. It's a very quick way to expose someone as a troll. It's a very quick way to see if the way they conduct themselves is in line with your values. What you like on LinkedIn and what you comment on LinkedIn is very public. Please keep that in mind when you're engaging. If I'm hiring, the activity section is probably even more important to me than your work and education history. By now, your LinkedIn profile should be in spectacular shape and you should be ready to open that profile up and start engaging. Go out there and find your people. Make connections, be helpful, and start creating content. I would love to stay in touch with you, so if you enjoyed this course, please do connect with me on LinkedIn. My profile link is in the video description. Of course, also subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with anyone who you think might find it useful. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you later.